11 o'clock, we've got Bureau Treasury, joined by the same crew, and we have the addition of Councilor Caldwell and Vicki Voss.
Hello.
Hello. What page are we looking at? Anyone know? 99, thank you. 99.
Go through the activity indicators at all, or no? So hello again, Mike Canizero, Commissioner of Finance here with Veronica Voss, Deputy Commissioner. Vicki really, she oversees the City Payment Center, that's formerly the Treasury Department. Really, CPC is anything accounts receivable. So this is money coming in, this is, constituents coming in, paying their bills. I won't say 100% of, receipts are being processed by the CPC, but a large percentage of all of the city's payments are being processed by the City Payment Center. So the activity indicators don't really change too much year over year. We're issuing tax bills. We have a number of administrative functions associated with those tax bills as far as refunds processed, adjustments, additional late payment notices, so those are mailings. And then on the second page of activity indicators, you have tax general administration. Really what we've built out, the line I would like to highlight is accounts receivable, and I give Vicki a lot of credit for this. I think we've been up here numerous times and talked about PeopleSoft, which is our ERP, and we're not doing everything in PeopleSoft. Historically, we've done our accounts payable and our general ledger accounting in PeopleSoft, whereas really an initiative we've done over the years, and give, again, a lot of credit to Vicki and our staff for this, is we are doing some billing in the accounts receivable module in PeopleSoft. So this is more of an automated billing. So you'll see that billing for other departments is increasing. These are billings historically CPC did not perform that now we are performing. And again, trying to do as many as possible in that AR module. Additional, parking violations, payments, water billing, and accounting, and then supervision and administration. So, any questions on the activity indicators?
What is the trend? What's behind the trend for payments being processed at the counter?
Sorry, which page?
About 1,000 up per year over the last 3-year term. Just curious observation. I feel like people would want to do things more online.
Let's process that counter.
Well, we've increased the types of payments we accept, and more people are coming. In fact, with the new Genoptic process for the 3 types of violations, we requested the ability to take payments at City Payment Center. We have a number of our constituents who like to pay cash. They like to come into the City Payment Center. That's the way they want to pay. They don't want to pay with a QR code or go online, and we have enough people that are desirous of this that we reached out to Genoptics and said, we need to be able to collect, we want to make it convenient. If people need to pay fines, it needs to be convenient for them. So that's to give you an idea, that's how we come up with additional numbers.
And then on the next page are the personal service details, a total number of positions of 20 in 24-25, and we're staying flat, proposing a flat head count in 25-26.
These positions are full too?
It varies. Right now we have a information aid position open. Somebody decided that this wasn't the job for her. It's fine when it's not a payment month, as she put it, but it gets very hectic during payment months, and you just have to be the kind of person that can handle, a large pile and getting to it as best you can and getting through it. Some people get very stressed with that kind of, flood of activity, but many of our staff have been there for several years running, so it's a great department. We do have routine vacancies, but we fill them rather quickly.
And I feel like CPC really is a gateway for a number of employees at the city. I mean, they'll start their career in CPC and then they'll transfer to another department and kind of continue to grow their career. I mean, it's a lot of entry-level staff in CPC, so they'll be in CPC for a couple of years and then they'll try to transfer to another department. So it's a good way to get in the door at the city as well.
Where have they gone to?
Let's
Just
see.
thinking about a couple
Got a
different
couple in
people.
payroll.
Couple of payroll, one of them went over to the police department, but is a CSO.
Yeah.
She always wanted to be a police officer. She's like 5'0". She's so funny. She's like, I always wanted to be a police officer. And so she got in with the city and she's over there and she's doing that now.
Yeah, we have someone who transferred to law, so,
One of our longstanding employees went over to be an administrative assistant with the police department doing billing in the police department. So it's convenient too because they know our process.
all right, if there are no questions on the personnel details, we can go over to the account level detail, and I'll hand it off to Vicki.
So I don't know what questions you may have. We really don't see a lot of changes in our expenses overall. Do try to keep it as low as possible. One of the items that I'm sure will catch your eye is the booting expenses. That's where the city pays, subsidizes the payment for boot fees for people who, registered vehicle owners who come in, they get booted, they pay a $50 fee. The city pays what is now about $124 per boot. We are looking into other options for booting to see, would it be a good idea to make an investment, buy the boots, manage the process ourselves. But we're just started, we've interviewed one company. We don't have all of the details. We have more questions than answers. But we're trying to see if there's a way that we could reduce this.
And that's in relation to the item that we're currently holding, the paylock legislation that we've had for 2 cycles. But yeah, I know that they're doing their due diligence on their end. And
Well, when we started, we did it, right? Didn't when the booting program started, didn't we do it? The city?
I don't know. I'll be honest with you. I've been
almost
here for
positive
almost
we
4
did.
years. The entire time I've been here, we've been using Paylock, and for several years prior to my coming here. So when the counselor said, well, what other options are there? I thought, well, I used to do purchasing for years. I just wound up going with this because we have the infrastructure, we have the system put up, but that doesn't mean that there couldn't be something better, less, more affordable, less expensive that we could go through. So that's what we're looking at. We're doing our due diligence now.
Vicki, where's that, the revenue line and the expenditure line for the paylock?
The expenditure line is under 540, 500 operating supplies and expenses.
Professional services.
Oh, gotcha. Tucked into there.
And why, oh, so that was, okay. This has to do with Paylock.
And run that math again. We collect,
We collect $50 from the registered vehicle owner, and we subsidize based on 28% of the parking ticket fees, which on average comes up to about $125 per person.
so calculated based upon the,
Just on average, yeah, of what
Fees, gotcha.
we've seen as the fees, that's how it comes out. And that's why we were at one point looking at possibly changing the structure such that the registered vehicle owner would pay the entirety of the booting fee, which would have saved this out of our budget completely. But it does pass it along to the constituent who, a lot of people would pay their parking tickets if they had the money. So it's trying to figure out what is the best way to manage this. That's fair to everybody.
It might not be one of our constituents to get the
That's
ticket.
true too. We have
A lot of, I
out-of-state.
imagine in certain areas of the city, a lot of the constituents would live down in Long Island.
There's
I
a
mean,
lot
the
of
actual owner of
there's
the
a lot of
property.
out-of-city and out-of-state people who get the fines. For sure.
Do we ever collect those?
Sure we do.
And the the booting process, the individual is responsible to bring the boot in, and have we lost any boots because of that?
They're not our boots. That's one of the benefits of working with Paylock is that they supply the software, they supply the staff, they supply the car, they supply the scanning stuff, everything that's needed to go out and issue a boot. The boot themselves, they own. So if somebody takes off a boot and throws it in a dumpster, we're not out any money. That's not ours. So, that's one of the benefits. They have 2 staff people now, so we're seeing that our fees are going up. Their program is completely compatible with our parking ticket monitoring software, which is through EDC, the AIMS program. So there's a lot of benefits of using them, but it's also very, it's an expensive proposition, so we're looking to see, can we administer it cheaper? I mean, we'd have to have police officers issuing these, and that's where the conversation comes in. We have to talk to them, do they have the capacity? Can it be parking checkers? We would have to purchase these boots that actually affix onto the windshield.
Vicki, how many plates are eligible to be booted right now? Do we have a number?
Yes, we do, but I don't know what it is. I can find out.
What about professional services? Who do we subcontract with?
So that's the
That's the
Paylock
Paylock.
expense.
That's $203,000 for Paylock,
203 for Paylock. That's their number.
Yep.
And the out-of-title pay, that dropped
Out of
significantly.
title.
$1,000.
Yeah, we had money in for overtime, but I switched it to out of title pay. So I took it out of the overtime and put it into out of title pay because a lot of times we'll be training someone to go into a new position. We may have a lag between the time HR approves that and the time that we need to put the person in there. So knowing that they're going to be in that position, we might have a week or two where and that's probably a lot more than I'll use, but it's nice to have it there just in case we need it for training purposes.
All set, everybody? Great, well, thank you. So I guess we'll
Thank you.
adjourn, and we've got financial operations in about 15 minutes. Thank you.